Hey, good morning, O. How are you? Sanctuary Sunday with Daduba. So today we're going to be talking about carving out time and space to have a beautiful spiritual day. Hey, simple man. Uh, every morning I like to have very quiet time, okay, and to have reverence for the day and to listen to spirit. You know, I have to have my coffee, I make my coffee, but I carve out that time. It's very important to me, and I actually, I'm very fortunate. I don't have to set an alarm clock, so I listen to my body and wake when I feel like I want to, and things like that. So it's really important that I have my ringer down and then I spend that time. And Sundays have always been for me a day to make Italian sauce or a nice meal, and to spend the day, if I can get to the beach. I'm looking at how bright it is today. Wow, you guys see how I closed the blinds, but I have one of the windows open. I love to see outside, so it's a little, well, it's the light of God, right? So I am gonna talk about listening to spirit, okay? We do get pulled in when we're in relationships. We always have relationships, right? Whether we're in a love relationship, a business relationship, friendships, acquaintances, things like that. But we have the right to have some time to be alone. We have Kali facing fear. You know, I've always had to go within, and I needed a therapist. It's an individual thing. I always do post that if you're having anxiety or whatever, you should seek therapy. And I did that, and I did it on and off for a really long time. And I suggest that people do that, because when you start to truly heal, boy, does stuff come up. And the only way to heal is to look at yourself. Okay, it doesn't matter what anybody else did, what anybody else has done. You still have to work on your own stuff. And it's, they think like, I used to think like the last time I did therapy, I was like, oh, I graduated. We never graduate. This is the school of learning. And I also have the Akasha cards here too, because we are learning beyond linear time, if that makes sense. So that for the collective, I picked this card, Kali Ma, facing fears. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. And now I can't see because the light changed. So I'm going to put on my art light here so I can read these cards. Yo, let me do this. That's too much information. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you are the first person, and I'm going to pick a card for you, and I'm going to actually try and go on my TikTok channel to go live today. So for those of you that want to egg me on or share that with me. It'll be my first time going on there live, because I had to get 1,000 followers. So that just happened. I woke up this morning, I'm like, yes, I can go on live. So we'll see if I can get on there. But after I get off here, I'm going on there. And that is Regina Stark 751 at TikTok, okay? Hi, Desiree. I see you out there. Romper, bumper, stomper, do. So, oh. They're telling me bottom of the deck. Okay. Master Buddha. Wow. Increased awareness, deep connection, and trusting your inner voice. So how do we trust our inner voice? You know, people ask me that when they work with me. How do I know? How do I know when spirit is talking to me? We're all very different in how we receive. Okay, um, and I always like to say it's a radio, and if it's staticky, then you're on the wrong station, because when you start working with spirit, you do need to do protection, and you do need to understand that you know, you want to keep that light of God around you. I never go on camera without putting the light of God around me, okay? Or because I don't want to do anything. um, you know, maybe I'm human. Sometimes I say things that are misconstrued, and sometimes you know, I strike a chord in people or in myself. And but the way that I always knew is that it felt like I was with my mother, okay? It felt like I was with someone who truly loved me and who had my best interest. So when you're working with spirit, that's what you want to understand. If it doesn't feel right here, then it isn't the right thing for you to be doing, okay? Because your ego gets in the way. And how do you work on letting go of your ego? So I always say, when they give me the Madonna microphone and I got that thing going there, I'm sliding across the stage. I'm doing my thing. And my ego does kick in, because if it didn't, that's a healthy ego. If it didn't, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd have stage fright. The first time I went into somebody's house to do a mural, I actually threw up before I got there. Because I was so like, oh my God, the house is a mansion and I have to get up here and I have to do what they want me to do. So, you know, stage fright and things like that, you need your ego to kick in to do that. But when you want a message from spirit, you have to step away from that. And this is what Master Buddha means, increased awareness, okay? So meditate every day if you can, even if it's 5 minutes, okay? I just saw something about, I don't know how much I believe it, because I've always been into physical fitness and stuff, and I used to teach that when I was younger. But they said if you do one curl, it's beneficial, right, for the body. So if you do 1 minute of meditating a day, and then increase it to 2, to 5, to 10, to 15, it does make a big difference. So that is your card, and it's a beautiful card, and I love Buddha. I have a lot of Buddhas in my home, outside of my home, and I paint Buddha too. Okay, my favorite painting is actually a huge painting of Buddha called Bodhi, which means enlightenment. Simple man. Melchizedek, wow. Simple man, I see you going on some kind of a cruise. Whether it's just a like a pontoon boat or anything. I just see you going on a little thing on the water. Okay, Melchizedek, higher learning. You have learned from experience. Ain't that the truth, simple man? More inner study is now required to further progress. But Melchizedek is amazing. He shows us sacred geometry. He also is a giant presence of light, okay? And he comes around sometimes when we are doing healing for others, and he comes around when you need to open your book of Akasha Records. And Akasha Records, I talk about that a lot, is the knowledge that we have inside of ourselves that we connect to when we are very present with spirit. Behind him is the flower of life. Can you see that? Okay, and it's in gold. Gold is the highest color. So, yeah, and he's got long hair. He's a very wise soul. So think about that, and he's like a giant angel, wonderful presence. Okay, so that's a great card. Desiree. Of course, it's a huge change. Anything that we change like that is it really does show you how much courage we have as humans when we put our mind to it. So Melchizedek can help you with that, okay? Ooh, wow. Oh, I love this, Desiree. You have White Eagle Ancestor Spirit. And it says, connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. Okay? So, call upon your ancestors. Maybe do some research about your ancestors, okay? Because there's a big chief who wants to work with you. Okay? So connect to that. Anytime you feel like, I think sometimes, Desiree, there's a lot that's put upon your shoulders is what they're saying to me. Okay? And so when you're feeling like that, congratulations. When you're feeling like that, think about, shifting, and that you are, I believe you have a daughter, right? I think you do. You are leading her by example, and we sometimes need to change the dynamics of what our ancestors went through, right? In your lifetime, that's what you're going to be doing. So sometimes people, I feel like sometimes people are like, there's a bunch of them on your shoulders. That gets really heavy. So sometimes you have to let them carry their own stuff, right? Their own luggage, right? Because it isn't yours, if that makes sense. And really take some time out to connect to spirit. I also feel like there's going to be a lot of bird medicine around you. And what do I mean by that? Well, I had an experience the other day. I needed to know what decision I needed to make. And I just asked, I gave it to God, right? And I was far from where I live. Yeah. I was far from where I lived, Desiree. So what I did was I just said prayers, and I stopped at a red light. And when I looked up, I actually posted it on my Center for Art and Healing page. There was this beautiful hawk sitting there on the wire. And sometimes I painted paintings that are bird on a wire because I'm a bird, right? They call me Dove. I'm, in the spiritual community. And so I love to fly. I like my freedom, and I like a lot of things that have to do with bird medicine. And my guide was called White Feather, and every time I was like that, there would be I'd take a walk or whatever, and when I was in distress and stressed out, I'd find a white feather on my path. That was when I was first really opening to this stuff. So look out for the feathers. And when I saw the hawk, I knew what my decision was, okay? And it was a decision that I didn't want to make, but I knew I was supposed to. And so it was a huge message. And I said, and plus what our ego does, Desiree, is our ego says, I don't like that message. Give me another one. Because I didn't want that message. I was like, I don't want that message. Give me another one. And I knew what it was, but I kind of just said, well, I don't know. It's a hawk. Why am I getting like this? Because I didn't want the message that God, Spirit, was giving me. And with that, I looked up again. I got a picture of him. I looked up and I said, wow, isn't that beautiful that I saw this today? I need to listen. And when I said I need to listen, he flew right over the front of my car, and beautiful wingspan, all those feathers. So keep your eye out for feathers, right? And the birds do, they are medicine for us. All animals are medicine for us. Anybody else out there? I think I gave everybody a card. There's not too many people out there this morning. But we'll keep going. We'll do the collective. Radha, soul flame. This is for all of us, and I love this, okay? It says, to rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. So, you know what, guys? I want to say something. It is possible to heal your relationship with someone through prayer without being present. There are some of us out there who have a telepathic connection with a lot of people we have been with, okay? And you know how when you get that thing that someone is thinking about you or they come to you in the dream. So sometimes it's best to do that kind of healing for yourself, okay? And somebody said something to me recently too, and it was a really great friend who kind of does the same work as me. And they said, well, you do this work. Do you know that you're supposed to, even if it hurts you, that someone is doing something that's upsetting you, that you're supposed to say, I wish everything that I desire in my life for that person. And, and it's like, sometimes you're like, no, they should have been doing that with me, or they should have been, and that's when that little ego kicks in, because in the spirit realm, we send out love. Of course, there's people out there that aren't very nice, and you want to stay away from them. But you could still, project love, okay? You don't want to do it in person because you don't want to give them mixed messages, but that's, and true. I always say that true love is eternal, okay? Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given, and dance with the universe. So I was dancing this morning, and I do really believe that keeps me young, okay? I don't really go around telling my chronological age, but I move my body every morning, and I listen to music, and I've always loved to dance, okay? So, I have a painting that actually is called Illumination. It's an angel. And there is words written in there because the message I got was dance to the rhythm of life, right? So rise up and honor your inner force. Steps are being given, and dance to the rhythm of life, transcendence. And I was talking to my sister about spiritual warrior, being a spiritual warrior. It is very confusing when you first start setting boundaries, if you haven't done them before, okay? Because it's confusing, because it doesn't feel like you're being loving and you feel guilty. But, hey, your fave. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to see you, boy. I haven't seen you in a long time. But setting boundaries is good for the other person too, the other people too, because they learn to be a little more independent, and they're not, codependency is a thing, man. I've been in it over and over and over again, because it was, we all have our stories, right? And so we have to work on it all the time, on not being like that, okay? So, your fave. Let me give you a Keeper of the Light card. How are you? We were just talking about bird medicine. Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Love this. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Your fave. There you go. Your fave, have you been seeing crows a lot? It's interesting, all this bird stuff is coming up. I see a lot of big crows around you. So I feel like you are cleaning your nest. I feel like you are asking for some of the things that are blocking your path to be removed. And you are, okay, yes. They're your, that's part of, I think that's part of your, one of your spirit animals. And also I feel like, it's really funny because your name doesn't say that, right? It says, isn't it your favorite darkness? I feel like that's part of you're able to do that. You're able to look at the darker place. Yes, ravens. So I feel also that I was just going to say the raven because I paint. I'm obsessed with crows and ravens, but I feel like the raven is a message for you that you're going to be bringing your light out into the world more than you ever have. Okay, in the near future. So there you go. And I have to say goodbye because there's not that many people on today, and I'm gonna be going over to my TikTok page. Oh, Sharon Margaret, okay. Maybe I'm not going yet. Hello, good morning. My Scottish lassie. Guess who you got? You're welcome. I'm glad you like that. You got Serapis Bay Ascension, move into your true self and rise above the darkness. The light is here. Serapis Bay Ascension. So I feel like, Sharon, I know you're fine by yourself. I know that you are okay. But I also feel like this is a time of you realizing that you don't get so wounded over people's actions anymore. Am I right? You come to a place of acceptance and you carry on. I just keep getting this, you saying, oh, well, carry on, make a cup of tea and carry on. So Serapis Bay is all about your ascension. And sometimes when we're working on our ascension, if we're around too many people, we don't have as big of a wing expansion is what they're telling me. It's time to spread your wings. And this is also with the snake above the top of the head here. He's got two. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, because this journey, let me tell you something. This journey is a lot of work. Okay. And I need a lot of time alone. And it's hard for me to be in a relationship where someone is with me all the time. It just is. And do I want that? Sometimes I do. Yes. We all want to be with our beloved. But if you are in a relationship where someone doesn't understand what you do, or they're pulling you in a certain way because they need a lot of attention. Now, a healthy relationship, you give and take with each other. But I'm really particular. I can't do the TV. When I'm trying to work, and I don't want the sound in the background, and I need to hear spirit, and I need to have alone time to paint, and it's hard for other people. But it's okay for you, Sharon, right now, to experience people. But I feel like with and see the top of his head, I feel like your Kundalini is rising, okay? And that doesn't mean, anything. I don't. It's really been weird. We're not allowed to say certain things when we're on center, but sensual energy, okay? It is that yogic energy which comes up like the snakes, and and that's even in the doctor symbol. So you are experiencing the clearing of your chakras, and the crown chakra is opening up and lit, and so it's that Kundalini snake is happening energy, and that needs to happen first with you before you get into a really, really committed relationship. So this is why Spirit is saying that you are working. You have been on a run for a few years, yeah. And so this is a time for you, okay? And it's also a time for you to learn. You're in school right now, as far as relationships are concerned, and the opposite sex and things like that. But you do have this is an infinity sign right here on the forehead. I feel like you're being initiated into more of the spiritual realm, Sharon Margaret. And you are such a blessing, and you're a blessing in my life. I mean, you support me so 100%. I'm like, wow. You know, it's hard to get started on a new platform, and you're always there. You're always encouraging me. I love you so much. You're a gift. Okay, so another card for the collective. Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Okay, so what I'm going to say to everybody is, don't doubt yourself. You are seeing things correctly. Horus is the all-seeing eye, okay? So here he is, and the gateway, the cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. And that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, I think I'm going to take a few minutes to try and give my sister a call because she was trying to call me. But I'm going to be over on TikTok. Oh, Roseanne, hi, love. Let me pick up. I'm going to be over on TikTok, and I'm going to say, what time is it now? Probably in like 20 minutes to a half hour. So if you're not following me, you could go on there, Regina Stark. What is it? Is it 7:51? I think that's it. Hopefully that's it. There are some people trying to impersonate me, so I'm good, Roseanne. And that's what they're doing on a lot of these platforms. But I've reported everyone that I can see doing that. So Regina Stark, 7:51 at TikTok, okay? Follow me, and then you will get a notification, okay, that I'm live, because I'm going to try and do that today. Hopefully I can get on. Okay. You got Sundays, life force, Roseanne. And it says, express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. Hot stuff, Roseanne. Get out in nature, okay? Because this is all about that. And I feel like also, besides the sacral chakra coming alive, I feel like your antennae is up as well, okay? I feel like you are really observing and you are getting the messages, okay? I was just talking before you came on about the radio station and when it's staticky to switch the station. Oh, that's so good. That's good. And here we have, okay, the Sundays, life force. So you are increasing your life force and your energy. And I feel like a lot of us are thinking about what we're putting into our bodies, what we're ingesting, okay, also. So love you guys. Happy Sunday. I'm going to sign out for now, and then I should be on, you know, a little after 10, okay, on TikTok. Okay, love you. I hope it works. Keep giving yourself that time to hear spirit, okay? Love you very much, guys. Till next time, Dove Woman signing out. Let me give you the magic. Love you. Bye.